This conference will now be recorded.
You see, EWM is the latest offering from SAP for which we call it as extended warehouse management. So, what exactly warehouse management? It is an extended extension of your inventory management to bin and rack level. So before EWM, like in 2005, SAP started doing the innovation with along with Caterpillar on this. So in 2006, I think they got it out. The first version is 5.0, and after that they started investing in this. And in I think in 2020 they said after 2025 they're not gonna support WM. There was a big sound among the clients. I think in 2017 before COVID, I believe 18, I believe, yeah, 18. In some point there is a big resistance from the clients. So then they said they're gonna have the module called the stock room management, which will be a lean warehouse management what S4 is offering. So we have done some like what they call it as compatible packages for conversion of your WM to EWM, or even if you want to get into SRM, which is stockroom management. That is what overall the market is. The way it's SAP is investing a lot on EWM, and it's taking to the next level now. It's focusing more on the integration with EWM. The latest what I can say that they are investing more on integration of EWM with plant maintenance. Before, what we used to do is we used to build a custom RFC calls so that we can get this stock out. Now even they are integrate, they got out of box integration with MES systems also. If some client is SAP MES, they do have that integration what they are really getting out and asking the clients to go. So in a way SAP can do the cross selling. Okay, any questions on this, guys?
No, from me.
Yeah, so as a part, I can say EWM supports both all the warehousing processes. Then someone can ask a question, what is the difference between a WM and EWM? Why we have to go for a EWM? So EWM, in the way that has been designed, it will be very closely matching with your physical activity on your warehouse. Whereas WM is more like a, in a simple terms, I can say it's more like an open source tool, got a very limited scenarios which it can cover. When it comes to EWM, it covers more of out of box scenarios. Out of box, it covers most of your complex warehouse processes, and where EWM is more of a process oriented, like it's more process, the warehouse actual operation process can mapped, majority can be mapped into out of box EWM best practices also. Okay, so that is on the EWM side. What processes as a core it supports? It supports your outbound processes, inbound processes, quality like QM in inbound, as well as your production integration processes. So if you see the inbound, when I say inbound processes, it covers right from your receiving of your items at your dock, where on the in EWM also you can do the batch creation or creation at your IM level. That batch, once you have the material at your dock, you can create a handling unit. Once the handling, or you can see in operations, maybe some of you has said who got experience in EWM like decentralized. You can see your even vendor sends a handling unit, that also can be received. Okay, then you do the GR for the same material what you have received, and you do the final put away. So once you have done the put away can have different strategies, or whether you can put in high rack, low rack, depending on your again operations what they have, depending on the warehouse. Okay, it can be bulk, it can be anything. Okay, that we can see in the future classes what are the different strategies of put away. But for now, the steps involved is, once you have the truck, Like if you have a ad management, you will do the check-in. It comes to your dock, you unload the items, then you do the GR, you pack it and do the GR. Then after you do the goods receipt, you create a task for your put away and you confirm that. This put away task, again, depending on your strategy, it will system driven bin can detect the bin, okay, where it has to be put away. Any questions on that? So
Chakri, Vinay here.
yeah, go ahead.
See, I am very new to EWM. I don't even know the basics of EWM. Few people are, I think many of the people are already aware of EWM. You're writing this outbound processing, inbound processing, and quality management. I don't understand why this is happening here. I think I need to know from the basics.
See, when I say inbound processes, quality and outbound, it is I'm giving an overview of the processes what the EWM does. When I say EWM, it is more of the warehouse processes. Typically, if you see any warehouse, you will have a different processes. When we call a process like a you receive, like what is your domain? Do you mind sharing that, Vinay, so that I can really get into that?
It's about completely into coding, not into functional.
Okay. So in ABAP, which functionalities you used to support?
Mostly SD and MM.
Okay. So let's come into the MM side. So you know purchase order is created for a supplier, right? So once a purchase order is created, you get confirmation from your vendor saying that he's gonna send the material. Okay. So he sends
Okay.
the material. Then when he sends the material, you receive the material in your warehouse. That is what the inbound processing is. Okay.
Okay.
So as you said, SD. So sales and distribution is you gonna ship out to your customer, right? You do create a sales order, you create a delivery. Against the delivery, you pick the items and you ship it to the customer. Then you can invoice the customer and you that is what the billing what you do, right? I believe you know this process.
Yeah, I know the process, but as you said, developer will not be doing this. I think MM consultant and SD consultants will be doing this.
Yeah, so process wise, the triggering points for outbound process is your triggering starting is your sales order. Once the sales order is there, we will a functional consultant will turn that into a delivery. Then once the delivery is done, it will be distributed to EWM. EWM is more of your warehousing, where you got actual your inventory sitting in your racks and your bins. From there, your picker will pick it and stage it. If needed, he will pack it, stage it, then you will ship it to your customer. That is the process we're gonna cover as a part of outbound. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. So similarly, inbound, as I explained, like the triggering point is your purchase order, which is done by your buyer. Then vendor sends the material based on the purchase order to your warehouse. You receive it and you store it in a particular bin and rack. That whole setting we call it as an inbound process, which you will see in an EWM. Okay. Is it clear up to here? Hello, Vinay. Okay. So when you are receiving a material, when you are either you are sending to your customer, every organization, like depending on the industry, you will have some compliance, what we call it as a quality. So quality management is a part where quality people will check the material. Suppose if you are receiving raw material from your supplier, assume that you are doing for a pharma industry. So pharma industries will have a strict compliance. Okay. So they will once they receive the material, they will check the material, they do the stock quality check that will be done by the quality controllers in the organization. Once they say that it is accepted, then you move it to your final bin, stock and bin. Okay, so that is what the quality integration comes into picture when it comes to in receiving inside the warehouse. Okay, quality can also be done for the customer ones, but again it is what we have seen is most of the times quality will be done at the production level in process quality check. So before it comes to your warehouse, that quality check is done, that full pallet, everything, every item what it comes to your warehouse, that's our quality check. If your organization or the supporting client is manufacturing support warehouse, or if you are involved in trading, then again depending on the customer, they will get the certificates, they will get the quality done before it moves to the customer. So you will again do the quality check, that again say similar to what you have done, what the people do for inbound. You will send it to quality work center, they do the quality check, then once it is accepted, the documentation as per the customer will be generated, and it will be dispatched along with the shipments. Okay, these are the whole like basically what we gonna cover here is most of the warehouse process. Why I got this slide is to at least to give a high level what are the processes, core processes what we see in a warehouse. But we will in coming slides you will see each process got a detail out, which I can explain you. Okay, any questions guys? Okay, let me move to the next slide. What are the inventory management offering? As we said, what S4HANA offers you. So S4HANA offers you inventory management, which you manage at the storage location level. What I said, the SRM, which again offers you at a stockroom management level, which is a lean WM. And EWM got also basic and advanced, as well as I mentioned, decentralized. So what are the different functionalities it really covers? When I see on the left, I will share these slides to you guys. It is more useful for you when you go for certification also. Okay, so what are the different processes which it covers? Like bin management, again at storage location level you won't do, whereas at for all warehousing activities will be bin and rack level. When it comes to bin sequencing, then again what are the difference with it covers? Just I given high level here. Okay, then if you see so okay, let's sorry. What are the different processes? Like inside the warehouse replenishment, it will be covered. What are these all the processes what we have outlined here, which we will be covering. Okay, and some of the functionalities, like when you go for any interviews, these are the functionalities which you can say this what EWM covers. Like voice picking, again it is a next level one, where a picker can pick via voice, which can be integrated with EWM. There are some pick by light systems which we can integrate. Pick by cart, again it is also where you can do the order picking. This one's theoretically I will cover you this particular three process, and I will give an high level what are the analytics which we're gonna cover. And there is an advanced tool, maybe something which we can share the notes of warehouse insight. It's a cloud add-on tool to the to EWM, where which gonna cover a lot of reporting of KPIs, all those ones. Okay, and coming before that, if you see, there is a task and resource management what we got. This one is an area where you can manage your internal resource. When I say resource, your forklift, your operator, everything is a resource inside the EWM. Okay.
Hey, hi Chakri, sorry to stop here. So as you said, see, before I going here, like I would like to know on that, like why the SAP has been embedded that EWM system in the S4, and what is if you are keeping like a standalone system, what is the difference? Like I would like
Difference,
to understand.
yeah, difference is, see, again depend the way, this is the standard question when you go to any new client who is not aware of EWM, we're gonna put the question to you.
Mm-hmm.
The question you will get is being a consultant is, uh, whether I have to go for embedded or decentralized, right? So when it comes to decentralized supports MFS, material flow system, which is automatic warehousing. So that is the main, when if a client got ASRS or AGV systems which got automated warehousing, so that EWM can integrate with that with them, but it has to be a decentralized. That is point one. Okay. Second is, when we look into any client, what we see is whether their manufacturing is on the S4HANA or it is MII or MES is decentralized. Okay. So if it is decentralized, what we recommend them to go for even EWM warehousing as decentralized. Okay. Again, if it is a global company where the volumes are high, there is a limitation when it comes to performance. Decentralized is better. Okay. These are the key areas.
No. Why? What is the importance on this S4 an embedded one? Like what it will give the like a benefit when it is coming with the decentralized one?
Yeah, I covered the decentralized one. Coming to embedded one, embedded gives an advantage of removing the aggregated tables. Okay. So where SAP has avoided all aggregated table, and there is what we say is any transaction flow will be a bit better compared to decentralized. Okay, that is again SAP wants to, the way SAP started thinking is all the EWM or IBP, all this one are APO products. Okay, like before coming to S4, they were SCM products and core modules, right? So, but SAP realized that if you are on WM to compete with the competitors, like Manhattan is a competitor in US, okay, and there are some other solutions to compete with them and pitch the S4HANA better way. They started embedding this EWM as well as TMS, transport management. Some of the APO products they are getting into S4. Their strategy, SAP strategy, is to get into more. Now SAP is going even the next level in a strategic way. Might be you guys have heard SAP with RISE. Any one of you heard about that? So okay. So what SAP, like when S4 was there, we have two solutions. Like what I can take you down to show what exactly I'm talking. I can tell you. This is what the different ways of deployments. Okay. So SAP came with on-premise and cloud deployments. Okay. So when we started this initially in S4 1610 or 1709, deployment can be done by on Azure as a tentacle. You can deploy it Azure, which will give more like a on-premise, or you can go for a SAP cloud, which is a public cloud. Now SAP has come up with the option. It is offering everything, like they want to host the cloud, they want to do everything. So with the RISE, SAP gonna control all the deployments also from going forward. That is what they are initiating. I hope I cleared your question. Any other thing which I left? Hello?
I'm a bit confused here. So, can you come again once again, checking on this one? Like how this is systems? Like you mean to say that going forward, like SAP is going to maintain all this like a cloud related things like some data storage, whatever it is. There's not only like a standalone systems with the client specific or client
Yes,
specific, right?
they are encouraging clients to go with the SaaS model. What when we say cloud, you know SaaS model, right? So SAP wants to go with the SaaS model going forward. That is what they are encouraging the clients to go with the SaaS model.
So you mean to say that there will be there will be no local servers or whatever. It's like complete data will be maintained from SAP with the cloud database then.
Yes, yes. Initially, they offered the on-premise a local one. When we say local is on-premise, what we call. Okay. So where you can have server. Then they offered with AWS or Azure, which will be similarly on cloud like a on-premise. Okay. Then they got cloud version. Parallelly, they started cloud version, which will be more very like a COTS phenomena, like a turnkey model for a low or very low medium, like less than 2 million or $3 million turnover companies. They have given like a, if you remember, like SAP Business One, right? Similar to that, they have given a very limited version of cloud version S4. Now what they are saying is SAP got its own cloud, right? So they are saying to the clients, rise with SAP. So we will maintain your system. So don't invest on any infrastructure. For example, I can tell you, like if you initiate any project, they will give you a sandbox that will be given by SAP only, which is everything built to best practices. So you can do as an activate methodology, you can do standard fit to standard demos, get the do the fit gap workshop, do the fit gap. Then once the fit gap is done, prioritize the fit gap and make them, segregate them from like config fit gap and rise up fit gaps. Then the rise ups we work as a agile way, whereas the configuration we will get into a separate stream, you know. So SAP wants to control even the environments to an extent, which some of the partners, even the company which I work is a like a implementation partner for SAP. There is a big resistance for us because we used to host the cloud like AWS and Azure. So even that revenues are going up from the partners. Okay. So the whole driving factor for S4HANA embedded, why SAP is getting all embedded solution is SAP sees after 4 or 5 years they want to get into more COTS phenomena. I hope you guys know what's COTS phenomena. Let me know if anyone doesn't know.
Hey, can you tell me that? Like, what does it mean? We are not aware on that.
COTS is more like ready to use, like more of Java products. If you see, ready to use, like use them. That is what the whole point of best practices, asking the clients to adapt to the best practices, so that it can be pre-packaged solutions, what we can call. If you see, even SAP is coming with the line of business solutioning, right, where they are offering template solutions also. So that is their strategy. Down the 10 years, they want to give turnkey solutions as a package, which is readily usable rather than less configuration, less customization, more ready to use. Let me put that way. Okay. Any questions on this?
Yeah, you can continue.
Okay, as I said, different, let me put this slide for you. What's the difference between deployment, different options? As we spoke, embedded EWM, decentralized EWM, and classic. Okay. So
Chakri,
when
hello, can you hear me?
yes.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I just want to go one step back, like what we have discussed earlier. So, what is the difference between best practices activation and what is the difference between the one which you just referred?
Which one?
You were mentioning a new term like COD act. What was that?
COTS deployment. It is a generally
CODS
IT.
deployments.
The
Yeah.
IT
So,
deployment, we call it as COTS. Okay. So it is off the shelf pre-packaged solution.
right. Generally, when we activate the best practices in our product, then we automatically get all these standard configurations available in our system and in our product.
Yeah.
So how is that different? I mean, how is the term different from the best practices? Like, what is the difference?
Further segregation of, if you activate best practices covers different line of business, right? It can be
When
a,
you say line of business, it could be like, okay, one transportation management.
it can be retail business, it can be
Okay.
CPG, it can be oil and gas. So it that supports a number of businesses, right? So going
Yes.
forward, they want to make it more limited. Suppose I am into oil and gas. Okay.
Okay.
Already, if you see SAP EWM itself, they came up with the with a term called a template with respect to line of business. Suppose a client goes and buys that package. I am into oil and business, so I will get only specific to oil and business that package. Why? So it will be minimum cost for him.
Okay.
Okay. So that is what more cost is. Based on your business or functionality, you buy that one. They have not reached that to that level, but off the line conversations when I had, like, I work with SAP delivery guys, and I know max attention people. When off the line, this is the approach internally SAP wants to go there.
Okay, done. Thank you.
It is not immediately, but down the track, what every product will have their roadmap, right? So they want to achieve. That is the reason you have different deployment way. For example, if you go to cloud implementation, even now you got two ways, right? Cloud solution is a different release. If you take cloud solution S4, it will have very limited functionality compared to full-fledged functionalities what you see on a public cloud, which you similar to on-premise solution. Right? Any questions? Okay, let me
No
add some. So let me get this into different. What are the different EWM, like embedded, as we discussed, decentralized? Again, it's S4, within the S4 you can have a decentralized, and classic EWM, it is more of a, what I can say, this is the best way of the classic one, which can integrate, which can connect to your ECC or any legacy EWM. Okay, even decentralized EWM on S4 can connect to any legacy one, but the what exactly the limitation here is, once you activate decentralized on S4, it will act like a classic one. So you won't be able to utilize core S4 functionalities like FICO, MM, or SD. Those core functionalities you won't be able to do if you are integrating with the other ones. So it will act like a, what I can say, you have to buy separate SKU license for that. Suppose if your organization again want to go for S4, then again you have to buy a new SKU. Okay. That is a limitation when you activate a decentralized EWM on S4. Again, embedded, it is more like you can have your core enterprise management. Like when I say core enterprise management is, or your core functionalities like FICO, MMSD, all the core functionalities, and you can have EWM as embedded. Again, in this embedded, SAP offers you, one is advanced, which will have advanced functionalities which it covers. Like here, what I can tell you, like a basic basic one, which is comes with without any extra license cost, and this one is advanced warehousing, where it covers advanced functionalities like where complex outbound process, as well as what we can yard management, labor management, and vast value added services, kitting, cross docking, all those ones part of a advance which we can. Why I'm telling all this is, maybe tomorrow when you face any client, you should have all this information. Okay, any questions guys on this? And coming to this slide, it is more which I will give it to Naveen, or so that he will share this one. It is more how SAP has developed from 5.0 to now. What are the different functionality as a whole? SAP full-fledged one EWM supports different operations in your warehouse. As I said, broadly you will have inbound process, storage, and operations. When we call it, is within the four walls of warehouse what operations you do. Like I can tell you an example is physical inventory is your operations where you do the annual cyclic count or ad hoc count, you can do those ones, you will do. Outbound is like a shipping to your customer, and what are the different processes which it covers in that. The cross functionalities, as I say, as we see, like yard management, and your TU management, labor management, these are the again cross, even cross docking, These are the some of the cross functionalities which we'll cover. And supporting areas, when we say, like as I think I covered like a pick by voice, that is something. So these are the different areas as a whole. Capable. This slide shows the capability of a EWM as a package. Okay. And how many other next gen, how many technologies it can integrate. Like by default, SAP EWM by out of box, it can integrate with ITS mobile, which is RF guns. In training, we will see on RF UI transaction where which will be similar to what you deploy in ITS mobile. Okay. Other than ITS mobile, now in next with the UI UX like Fiori, what I mean to say, user interface and user experience. There are low code technologies which are in the market. What I can say, Neptune, RFGen, or even one of the implementations which we did where we used front end as a Google Flutter, in back end the client has used Python to connect to EWM. Okay, so the RFC calls were triggering from Python, and which was in turn triggering OData service to get the data from EWM. Okay, so those ones again, SAP recently has said that they're gonna connect with augmented reality, which is again at the warehouse level. It is getting into the next level where like for example Google Glasses, which will facilitate the pickers to know where exactly they can go and pick it. Okay, and it is can integrate, can integrate with conveyors and automation. This is all about automatic connectors what you have on a third party systems which we can integrate. Most majority of you can see, if when you go out you will see MES you have to integrate, automated ASRS and AGV. These are the majority European. If you do any European projects, you will see majority of this where you have to integrate, and EWM is quite capable. When it comes to SAP MES, now you out of box we can do. If you got homegrown or legacy, we will connect via MI. Okay. Any questions, boss? Anyone got any questions? These are only high level insights I am giving. Okay. And let's see what is how the warehouse actually, when we say what exactly core EWM is, your warehouse where we see your indoor dock like inbound processing. When we say your truck comes here where you unload the items here, then it will be subjected to quality. If it is, you move that items to the quality where the quality guy will check it. Then you will once it is good, that will be taken here, and it will be, if you see it is a high rack, it will be taken to a high rack. This one, the bins, what we call bins, it will be placed there. That is what the whole process of receiving. Okay, once the receiving is done, maybe when we say internal process, you can see like counting of these pallets. Just I'm giving up. Okay, like giving some info, what's the process in that. Counting of pallets or cartons, that is one of the internal process, or moving from the top to the lower bin, again it is an internal movement. So those are comes as an internal operations. Okay. And outbound, if you see like the picker, once you have the delivery from your sales order which comes to here, the picker goes and picks it. If needed, they will pack it. Suppose he is picking like five cartons from here, 5 cartons from here, five from here, they pack it, pack it, stage, he will stage here, then you do the loading to the truck. This is for more of the outbound process what you see. And if your warehouse supports your production, that what we call it as a production integration process, where you pick against the production raw materials, you pick it, stage it here, then they will take it to the particular work center, or you can stage it next to the work center. There are different ways of doing production integration. There it can be a Kanban, it can be directly staging at the production line. Suppose if it is assume that it is an automotive one, like different lanes you will have. Suppose you are picking tires with screws, you will take it to last end of the bin and place it, stage it there so that they can consume it. So that those sort of one of the integrations we will see. Okay. as I said, quality and production, what we can cover in this. Yeah, yard management, we will cover how this one truck comes here. Like we will put a like a gate, security gate, how it can pass from security gate, and you can park here, then it goes in. So that scenarios also we will cover as a part of the training. Okay, any questions? So coming to these slides, what we have is it's more of in detail of what the business need for inbound process. Like it is more of a like a intelligent put away and good receipt solution, like what is EWM offers is. Yeah, like you will be able to do the batch managed products you can receive. If it is a batch managed and vendor provides you batch, you can take the batch that can be recorded, and those business needs will be covered. And what are the benefits you're gonna get? Improves your put away and refilling process. Even to an extent, there is something what we call it as slotting. So slotting is more of a dynamic where you can slot the items. When we say slotting, uh, let me put in very simple terms, like every warehouse will have a golden area. What will have what we call it as a golden area is uh, very near to door picking areas, so that the picker times will be less picking and getting it. So or a low level if you see a warehouse, let me go here where the warehouse structure. As you got the racks, the low racks are the golden areas, what we call, because the picking will be very easy from here. Okay, so when we do slotting, system automatically determines based on the slow moving and fast moving products, and it will slot, and you will be able to get those areas and put away in those particular ones. Okay, that is one again what SAP of EWM offers as a slotting, which we will see in how we can configure and really execute that scenario. Okay, guys. And this one is more of inbound with quality. When we say quality, okay, let me go with this picture. What so this is again here, it shows what we just discussed before. Inbound process, how you take it to a quality or a work center, record inspection results and pack it, again do the goods receiving. So this is something in inbound process with quality what we can do. And this one again discuss more in detail of the quality management, even at a like a quality management. When we talk about quality management, it can be done at two levels. One is at IM level, which they do a release at batch level, uh, and at a EWM level where you can release at HU level. So in our scenario, we will cover that HU level, how you can release. Okay, instead of QA 32, what they do at normally at quality management level, you can do it at a warehouse level also, quality integration. So that is the one which we will see. Like as you see in this picture, once you have the handling unit, once they do this is completely of your inbound process. But when you are doing your quality check, you record inspection results, you give the user decision, and you can go for re-rack and do the final put up. So when we say this quality integration, that is something I will show you the settings, how it can be directed to quality work center as a step, like after receiving at your dock. Okay, any questions? And outbound, which I think we already discussed a bit of high level, similar what I have just discussed. Once your sales order and delivery, which is sales order is generated from your sales team, then the delivery will be created by your logistics team, which will be distributed to your warehouse. The warehouse pickers will pick against the delivery, and they pick it. What we call in EWM as a task is one activity which will be performed by your warehouse operator. Okay, so he gonna pick as a task. So what we call it as a picking task. He picks it, and if it is any packing involved, like if you are consultant, suppose you for the same sales order, it got like 15 items. So all the 15 items to that customer, so maybe you got three pickers involved. So those three pickers pick this, and they will get to a packing station where you consolidate that, pack it, and you put on the shipping label, move it to staging area. Once it is staged, then once a truck comes, you load it again, those one. That is what we call it as complex outbound process. Okay. So we will cover as a part of this training that complex outbound process, and what are the, when I say task, there are some terms you will come to know, like a warehouse task, warehouse order, those configurations, those ones also we will visit all those config nodes. Okay. And this one is more of as we said, physical inventory. EWM supports like different types of physical inventory. Again, based on the business, you can propose that as a consultant when you go to your clients. EWM does support annual count, cycle count, ad hoc count. So all these three scenarios we will cover in our training. Okay. So what are the different variations, how you can do that? Okay. Any questions? Anyone? So in
Sorry,
terms
my
of,
question might be a bit on a very high level,
yeah,
and
go
this is
ahead.
not related to the product. It is more about the training.
Yeah.
So most of the terminologies that what we see here, at least personally, what I see here are very new to me because we are going a little bit granular. And while we go to the training,
Mhm.
can we expect that these things get resolved before the day or the session completes with those topics?
So what we
Because
will
few
do,
of these things will be a bit causing a bit confusion when we hear it for the first time. So we just want a clear picture with an example so that we know we can understand what exactly has been discussed, and with the real-time examples, like the real-time examples, as rightly you are referring some of these examples, right? Like going into the warehouse, picking it. So such sort of good examples were required when you explain these things. And do you have that good time to explain these things on a bits and pieces?
yeah, let me put my answer will cover all your concerns. When we start training, first the way I train is I will give you first. I will tell you what are the new terms which you're gonna encounter in that particular process. As I said, warehouse task. So I will tell you the on a theoretical definition also. When we do the demo, I will show you this is what. First of all, I will put a scenario. What exactly we are doing, I will explain you that scenario. Then I will execute that and the scenario. When I say execute is a config we will do, and we will run the scenario. When you do config and run the scenario, then I will even tell you the logic where what we are doing at each step, how it gonna really coming from your config. Okay. And
Okay.
before really we start it, as I said, I will even, as I just mentioned now also, because it's good that you asked, you are like straight away that it is a new terms, like it's Vinay, I believe, right? The one who is asking is Vinay.
Yeah, Pradeep.
Okay. So what we will do is we will discuss the business scenario. Okay, point one. Then we will discuss about the new terms, what you're gonna really see in this EWM space when we call, and what exactly that one relates to business terms. Okay, when we say a task, an activity, what is that actually? Picking task, as I said, but it is in a business terminology, it is just picking. Okay, so that sort of level explanation I will give you guys. Okay, it is some enough, or
Yes.
it is something more than that you guys are expecting? Let me know. Let's have any session. Let's have an interactive one. If somewhere you feel that you need more explanation, stop me. We can
Yeah,
deep
at
dive.
present, whatever you have confirmed right now would be good enough. Let
Yep.
us hope that everything goes well. In case if
And
we need
that is the way, if
clarifications,
I do,
definitely.
even I will get satisfaction. There is something called satisfaction, right?
Right. Yeah,
See, but
definitely. Thank you.
it's not about this training. When we go for any hypercare support, this sort of trainings will help me to have the patience. Okay.
True, true.
If you
Thank
go
you.
for any hypercare, man, you will know.
Yes, please. Thank you.
No worries, buddy. I will assure you that if at all, if I miss anything, if it is something you need me to go deep dive, please feel free to stop, and let's have an interactive session rather than monologue. Okay.
Sure.
So internal process, as I said, one of the examples I given, moving a product if you are in a warehouse, as I said, from top to low one, and a physical inventory, and replenishment is again, it is more of a when I say replenishment, let me go here and tell you. As I said, these are the lower bins or the very golden zones, what we call in warehouse, like because these are easy pickable areas, like pick face. Some people call it as a pick face also. Okay, so every warehouse, every terminology will be different. But in our tech, when you speak to any WMS consultant, they call it as pick face. If you ask any business guys back in warehouse, they call it as a golden areas. Okay. So when you have this one, suppose your bin is empty, so you refill it from the top. That is what we call it as a replenishment. Okay. So that is also an internal process. So replenishment, again, it will be done as a task. As I said, task is an activity. So you are picking from your top aisle to the bottom aisle. That is all replenishment. What? Okay. That are internal process. And as I said, production integration, like as we I don't know, most of you guys know or not, the whole production process triggers from your MRP. Once they do the MRP, that converts to your planned orders, and then planned orders converts to your production orders, if it is a production industry. If it is a food processing industry, then they will call it as a recipe instead of BOM. Whereas in production you will have BOM, here they have the recipe. So once you have the process order, you release the process order, that comes to your EWM as a advanced, what I'm talking is the advanced production integration. It comes as a PMR, and I will, when we touch base a production integration, I will tell you what are the different flavors of production integration. As I said before, there will be a Kanban, single order staging, cross order staging, different sort of staging. We will deep dive into each area. Theoretically, I will explain you all those ones. I will execute one PMR and I will show you so that you can do the other practice the other ones also. Okay. Is it clear, guys? So as I said, MRP, planned orders converts to your production orders. Once you release the production order, that comes to your EWM as a PMR. Against the PMR, you pick the items which needs to go to production and stage them. Okay, that is the whole process of staging. They consume it. Once they consume it, after that they palletize and they send it back as a finished product. So this is the whole production integration scenario. And receiving, as we cover in inbound, it will be similar to that. What we cover in this, we will focus on the up to the staging. Okay. And output management, what areas, like what are the different outputs, you can see. You will have an inventory document, pick list, labels. We will discuss about different type of labels, how in real time, real-time scenarios, what are the generally rise-ups you will see. I will touch base those one, what exactly client really needs from you, how a GS1 label will be. And they are nowadays, you got 2D barcodes also. These are linear ones, 1D barcodes. Now how a 2D barcode can be, those notes I will show you as a walkthrough. Okay. And warehouse got its own tool called reporting, what we can say, or real-time monitor, SAP warehouse monitor. So you, as a part of training, you will be using lot of monitor. There is something called EGF, which we can be utilizing to have this analytics, but nowadays it's outdated after the Fieri. They are giving more tools. We will see any Fieri tells which we can utilize as a part of analytics. But as to be honest with you guys, I seen last two clients, they are more keen of KPIs. When we say KPIs, every warehouse manager or supervisor is very keen on their KPIs, and they would like to drill down to that level of KPIs. That is possible with a warehouse insights. I'll give a walkthrough, like a high level overview of what is warehouse insight if time permits. Okay, that is an add-on separate license what SAP offers, which will be which is a cloud-based solution. Just I will give you overview so that it will be easy for you guys when you go have a conversation with any clients. You know, you can say that we know warehouse insights. Okay. So this is up to today what we gonna cover. One of the your folks just said about TMS. We'll try to cover even TMS integration. As I said, I can give a walkthrough of theoretically how AFS is integrated, like ASRS, which is advanced shipping and receiving, which we recently worked. I will give you some walkthrough of from EWM side how it is, how the BC set can be activated, which BC sets, and what are the integration points, like configuration nodes for that. And a TM integration, we can go with that one, you know, a normal like once you have a delivery distributed, it will create a freight unit. Then once you're done picking, then it's a freight order, how it works. Okay, any questions so far, guys, on this overview?
No, no for now at least.
Hey, Chakri, this is Paddu here. I think you gave a good overview. I have one or two small clarifications.
Yes, please.
The first one is the end-to-end scenario what you're talking about in the demos, right? Or during the class, it will be with ECC and EWM, right? Including PPF and things like that.
PPF is a part. PPF also we will cover. PPF is a part. When I say output management, if you see, I did touch base output management. So here the output for output PPF is a must, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. PPF ones will be covered. Other than well, like in ECC, how you got NES, EWM got PPF. With PPF only, like majority of functionality in EWM works with PPF only. Okay, not only output, there are many other functionalities. I will give you, like I will walk you through the nodes. I will tell you how the custom ones can be done, custom PPF. That's what I said. What is the picking list, how it comes, what are the different areas you need to look, what is a like reprint, again it is a rise up. We generally have a rise up for that. Okay, but I will give you a walkthrough of those ones because in a real-time environment you have to work closely with your technical guy. Okay.
Right. Yeah, that was the secondary part. The initial part was the end-to-end scenarios, right? The cycle, whatever is going to be demonstrated, it will be starting from ECC to EWM, including SIF.
No, S4 HANA is there is no SIF. Let me tell you. Okay.
So
in S4 HANA, the SIF concept is out of box. Even nowadays, with even decentralized also, we are not doing SIF. We are doing master. So let me put this two ways. There are two elements for master data distribution, transactional ones. Transactional ones will go by RFC. Master data, we, as I said, aggregate tables are not needed. So once you create, you can directly extend that one. No need to do any SIF in embedded environment. Whereas in decentralized one, we are using iDocs nowadays.
Okay, keeping decentralized aside, right? The current environment, wherever this demo is happening, my interest is, will there be transactions happening through ECC, and based on the ECC, for example, the production order is created in ECC, and then you see that what you said, SIF is not there, but whatever the other technology embedded.
We will cover. What we will try to create a process order or production order, distribute that to EWM, pick it against that, and do the staging.
So basically, that initial thing which is coming, the part A, assuming that it is ECC, that integration is there or not is my question.
So let me clarify. Point one is no ECC, it's a complete S4. Okay, S4 embedded environment. Whatever you are saying, my assumption is you are saying on the ERP core areas, configuration and those ones that will be covered. When to an extent, like a business partner, we will if someone like we got an ABAPer who don't have any knowledge of functionality, right? For him, we have to even cover how to create a business partner or what are the config of a business partner. Otherwise, for him, really, you're not bringing the value for him, right?
No, you are absolutely right. Like the product master and business partner, which are the prime master data, that can be done standalone, which will be an integral part of any demo that is going to be done, and so that is embedded. So there is. I'm not retired. No, I'm not retiring on that. The main point I'm trying to say is, if the same business partner or product was existing in ECC, the main focus is because as most of us probably have been working on ECC and integrating with the EWM. I mean, I know like S4 is going to be a different, maybe even in the S4, right? It cannot decentralize from ECC. How is that going to happen is my main
Let me put, as you said, material, I will give an example. In our classes, how we do is we create a ABC material in S4 in material master. Then we extend that to EWM. What are the additional views we have to maintain in EWM with the EWM transaction? I will show that. Okay. With that, both areas will be covered, right?
So the material you are creating in EWM, that is in S4 environment, and then you are completing the cycle in EWM. But where is the link to? I mean, maybe I'm telling several times again, the ECC is being the focus.
And
Is that
ECC, there is no. Let me put it clear, boss. There is no ECC in
okay? So basically,
core MM materials management area, MM01, we will create a material. Then we will extend that material with EWM transaction /SCWM/MAT1. Okay.
okay, I think you got the point. So that MM01 is created where?
In S4, not in ECC.
Oh, okay, okay. I think the confusion was you're telling the S4 of whereas I was referring to ECC of Okay.
There is no ECC. Tomorrow, when you go to any
Yeah, correct. I mean, you're right. You're absolutely right. Like, I mean, even though the platforms are different, I was
but
still.
when you refer ECC instead
Yeah,
of
yeah.
that,
I think
you
that was the confusion.
S4 core modules.
Right. I mean, I think the language was little different, and I think you are more precise on that. Like I
Yeah.
was using the term ECC for S4 related core, which is what you're talking about.
That's
Yeah,
why I got to transaction level so that you can understand.
yeah, I know. I think you clarified that. That's good. So if I'm not taking others' time, the only last question I have is, uh, when you're going to show in S4 EWM, right? Right? Will there be any chance of knowing the differences? Basically, it will be more like the tiles or whatever the other things. Like you did say in some cases like Fury and other things. So will there be some displays of what prevails uh, in the in the S4 EWM versus the current EWM, which is non-based, non-S based, non-S4 related EWM, so that we know what is the difference and what is the screens difference and those type of what are the delta changes between these two.
See, there is not a big delta changes. The landscape itself is a change. Point
Yeah,
one.
landscape itself adjusts, but just I didn't want to confuse that more.
So let me ask you: is it the expectation is to have a two landscape so that we train on one landscape and go to another landscape and show the difference? That is the expectation.
Not for each transaction. I didn't. That is also not feasible, and it's not a fair one. But for the critical ones, like I mean, the predominantly daily usage ones, and yes, at least so that you know
Honestly,
upfront.
with you, boss, no, My experience for the past 5 years, let me assure you, no one is growing with the classic EWM. Everyone wants to be on S4, every client. Even if they want to go for a decentralized, they want to implement on S4 only and take another S4 client for core S4 core modules. No one is really keen to. The reason I will tell you is SAP is not doing any innovation on classic EWM.
Right. No, the point is your view of that point is appreciated, but the view I am trying to take is having worked on the EWM on the vanilla EWM or the non S4 EWM. I just wanted to see what is the significance is there. Yeah, so that I can catch up with it.
Naveen, if we can provide the environment, we will have a 1 or 2 sessions on that, so that we can give you the screens walkthrough. Okay.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, thanks, Sakri, for your clarifications.
Yeah, that's pretty much. It's not going to be big difference. I know where you are coming, but I believe after once you finish the training and get yourself to the expert level, it takes some amount of time. Okay, that after that amount of time, you will see that classic EWM implementation is very rare. Okay.
No, I don't. I mean, the whole intention of all the people.
For SEM boxes, man. Okay.
Yeah, the whole intention of all the participants here or anybody moving forward is to. We are all gearing up for the training for the new ones. Is to because going ahead, it will only be this S4 related, and nobody is going to go to the classic. That we are aware. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good, man.
Mm.
Yeah. If the landscape is available, we'll have a couple of check with Naveen in that case. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any others? Any questions? What we have seen today is very high level. Let me tell you guys, I'm giving it a very high level. I wanted to cover more of the process side, what exactly we tell to the business. So in that way, I covered. From next session onwards, we will get into more on theoretical and get into the system, and we will see that one. Okay. So what we're gonna do initially is architecture setup, master data on EWM, master data setups. Then we will get into the processes. Before entering to the process also, again in processes like for example, I can say inbound, simple inbound, complex inbound. Before that, how HU configuration, how what HU, when you say handling unit, how the number ranges, all those ones we will cover in that level. Any questions from anyone?
Yeah, hi, this is Silas.
Yes.
Yeah, my simple question is that like I have zero knowledge on SAP. Yeah, so I'm just wondering whether this is a right training for me. I mean,
So
do you cover all the from
knowledge,
the basics and
what
sorry?
is your core expertise? What you have
So,
done?
see, I'm totally from finance background. It's totally different from SAP. It's no way related to it.
So your domain is finance.
Yeah, finance, but not related to SAP.
Yeah, but do you know anything on the warehousing?
No.
Then it is not the right area you are in.
Okay.
I don't want to misguide you, man. Honestly,
Yeah.
either
Okay.
have to be from warehouse, or at least you know the warehouse processes. If you work as a warehouse manager, warehouse processor,
Mm-hmm.
warehouse process, business processes, if you know, you can bring that expertise into EWM where you can focus on system side. But your
Mm-hmm.
domain finance, I think you better you learn SAP FICO.
Mm-hmm.
Finance and controlling is a module which will be where you can have at least the comfort on the business domain side.
Mm. Okay.
Sorry if I disappointed you, but the fact is
No, no, it's
not the.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, Chakri, I'm back again. I think you gave a very straightforward and clear guidance without giving any extras to that. But my point, in addition to that, was you had one slide where you said advanced EWM and things like that. Right.
Yep.
So can you go to that slide? I just wanted to make sure what part is going to be getting covered here. Like on your left, you had something because I can't see the screen completely, but I know on the right side, which says like advanced or whatever the terminology
From a
used.
licensing point of view, what I'm saying, why I covered this one is tomorrow you will have a question from the clients. So when SAP, when as a client, if I buy S4 license, on the bottom side, basic warehousing comes by inbuilt. Okay. In I will show you in the configuration node where you have to accept that you're going to use advanced feature. Okay. If you activate that, they have to pay additional fee for that, additional money for that, the client. So
So
some of the
basically, I'm trying to ask you a very simple, straightforward. Is kitting, VAS, and other things is going to be covered or
covered.
not going to be covered?
That are covered. That's a part which we, all this one what you see in advance, we will cover in those ones.
Okay, that was my question. Okay, I got it. Thank you.
This is more on the licensing. Why I got this slide for you guys to give information how SAP when it comes to embedded, what is advanced license, what is basic license. Trust me, you will have these questions from every one of your clients, because clients want to see whether really this advanced one needed for them or not. Okay.
Yeah, I think for the basics, people who are done warehouse management, those are the more interesting or those are the more learning points.
Yeah. See, this training should not bring only configuration, man. It should bring some value to you, where you should have information if someone asks you question, right?
No, that is the one where the functionality is predominantly what the client pays if anybody goes as a consultant.
Clients looks you, see, if you step in, clients look you to a guidance or a guide who gonna answer to their questions, right?
Yeah.
Any other one? Any questions, guys? Or we can wind off.
Maybe not related to you, but I joined a bit late. What is the timings and for this and the duration?
Check Naveen. Duration will be, I very honestly, I will try to cover in 40 sessions. Okay. Again, 40 to 40 is max, maybe 40 to 43, you know. But we will try to cover in 40 sessions, you know. But one thing from your side also, you have to practice a lot. Okay. If you practice and come back with questions, that will make me happy.
Yeah, absolute sense. Yeah.
Any other questions, guys? Or we can wind off. Naveen, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah. So regarding timing and
Hello.
those one, please check with Naveen, guys. Naveen will inform me. Naveen, would you like to add anything here?
Nothing. I'll work on the timings and come back to you. Okay. In the background, I'll.
Okay, guys. Any questions, anything, please feel free to touch base with Naveen on this session. Happy to answer you guys just in case. Okay.
Good, Chakri.
Yeah, no worries. Have a good day, guys. See you. Bye.